Hello guys. I got a request to from one of my vlogging buddies to film doing one of the mini albums from start to finish. So I'm going to do that, but this first though is a technique. I'm going to use it on the cover of the album. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and do it now, but it's kind of a different technique on its own, so I decided to sort of do a separate video for that. What this is air dry clay, and it's just the Crayola brand. And air dry clay is basically that. It air dries. You don't have to bake it. So I rolled it out using my roller, my regular rolling pin from home. So that's why I sandwiched it between two pieces of wax paper. Then I went online and I just looked for different Halloween coloring pages, and I found this one. I found actually there's like a lot of really cute ones on there, and so the only thing is that when you're going to print it, I copied it and pasted it into Word so that I could reverse the image. If it has words on it, then you probably need to reverse the image. If it doesn't have words, then I don't think it would matter. But that way, when you adhere it down, then the words will be written the right way instead of backwards. So anyway, this is just with a regular. This is just from my regular printer, but you can also just use a photocopy from something else, from a photocopy machine. So I'm going to get the clay wet, pretty wet, and then put it down. If you do this from your regular printer at home, don't move it around afterwards because the ink actually does kind of come off, so it'll smear. If it's a photocopy though, it does not do that. The ink doesn't really come off. Okay, so I'm going to now spray the whole image. Quite a bit of water. So if you've ever done the technique with the tape, like how you transfer the image with the, what is that? The packing tape. It's basically the same thing. You're just gonna keep rubbing until you start getting the paper. See, it starts to peel up, and your image, I guess it doesn't really peel through all the layers, so your image is kind of left behind. And this is kind of neat because it ends up being on the clay, so that's dimensional. And the air dry clay you can paint and all of that too. So the only thing I recommend is don't rub too much in one place, because and rub lightly, don't rub too hard. Otherwise you'll get, some of your image will get messed up. So, I'm not going to make you sit and watch me do this whole one. I have one to show you that I already did earlier. I'm not sure which one I'm going to put on the cover of the album, but I really liked this one. And this is also just an image from a coloring page, which I thought was weird because I don't know how you would color this page, but it came up and I liked the way it looked. So as it dries, you can rub additional pieces of the paper off. So see, this is what I meant by if you rub too hard, then your stuff gets, the paper comes up all the way, and then your image gets messed up. So be careful of that. If I use this one, I will probably just cover that with something else, and there just won't be a cat in it. Anyway, I thought this was kind of a neat technique, and I'm not exactly sure what else I will do with it before I put it on the cover, but I guess we'll see. Alright, thanks for watching. Okay, so I forgot to tell you that I just used a craft knife to cut out around the edges of the clay to get it closer to the image, because I didn't want that huge of a thing. And then it takes you, I want to say it takes, you need to just let it dry overnight. And it won't be really hard, so you have to be kind of careful with it, otherwise it can break, especially if you got it too thin in some places. Alright, thanks, bye.